Yo, guys, welcome back to another episode of Black Swan System. In this one, we're going to discuss why you should absolutely flex on Instagram to get the girls. Have you ever heard that saying? It says, like, you will not lose your job to your AI, but to the people who use AI. Same thing with Instagram. If someone else is using Instagram as leverage and getting results, you should do that as well. I've personally seen my dating life absolutely transform. Previously, the girls who I thought were out of my league, just because I worked on my fashion, worked on my looks of it, and like uploaded everything on Instagram, I seen like exponential improvement. The girls I thought, okay, they're out of my league. Now they think I'm out of their league. They kind of be insecure about that. It's a very different dynamic to be in. What about you, Max?
Right before I used Instagram and social circle to improve my dating life, I've always seen those gorgeous women on Instagram who post their pictures, and I thought, damn, why don't I see them anywhere on the streets? And once I worked on my social circle, especially on my Instagram, I met those girls. I slept with them. I made things happen with them. And then I thought, damn, now I'm here at the top. I made it finally. And this is all just thanks to Instagram.
So with that said, like what are the benefits of flexing on Instagram? Like why you should even flex on Instagram? Like people say you have to be authentic,
Yeah.
then why even flex?
It's funny, but flexing doesn't mean you have to be unauthentic. So people confuse it a lot. So it's not black and white. So there's a balance. You can flex while being authentic. This is the part that most people don't understand and don't know how to use it actually on Instagram. So you can show off in a Lamborghini, but if you're doing in a flexing way, then people will think, yeah, you're a douchebag. But if you show off in your Lamborghini or with some hot girls around you in a more authentic way, then you come off as authentic while you're flexing. And this is the magic behind that.
Okay, if you look at like, from the basis of evolutionary psychology,
Yeah.
right? So girls want to be with the guys like, okay,
Yeah.
let's see who has resources, right? So person who can flex, I mean like renting a Lamborghini is like $1,000 a day. It's like not, if you're renting a Lamborghini, it's still some resources, right?
Yeah.
If you're on a yacht, it's still like, it costs like $5,000 per day.
Yeah.
It shows to the girls like who are looking, okay, this is a man who has access to the resources.
Yeah.
And who are the men who have access to resources? Who have things sorted. Like they have some of them are like were born with silver spoons, but I think most of the men are like these days are like self-made. Right? You show
Yeah.
triggers,
Yeah.
I'm the cool guy, I have access to cool things,
Yes.
right? And then if you show some pre-selection, which I do heavily, people assume all the positive things about you. So that's the reason behind it, okay? Because girls want the guy who everyone wants to be like,
Yeah.
and other girls also feel attracted to.
Yeah.
That's a very good way to like showcase that,
Yeah.
because it was more status.
One of the main purposes of your feed on Instagram, where you show off in a Lamborghini with pre-selection photos with other girls around you, you being in cool places, you should trigger the people into following you. So, and then you do most of the, let's say, conversion with your stories, where you show more your day-to-day life and convert the girls into more leads for your events or to date or for whatever. But there's a purpose why people post the most beautiful pictures on their feed, because they want other people to follow them around. And for that, you have to have a trigger. You have to have something that separates you from the other people. If I would be like a normie who works at McDonald's and I would have there only like my bathroom selfies, why the fuck should people follow me? And Instagram is built for that, for to make people follow you. So that's the main purpose of that. And then we can talk about stories and all that stuff. We can make the real magic happen.
Absolutely. Like one girl, like I'm dating her right now, and then she said, like you had so many girls on your Instagram. I was just curious to like know your story. I'm like, okay, that's crazy. Like, so I met her on an app, and like the only reason she came up to me because like she had never seen something like that before.
Yeah.
So it tells you like pre-selection work, guys, right? Even on like high quality girls, like it makes them question, okay, why do all of these girls like him? So he must have something good going on for him. It definitely works. There's nothing
Yeah.
negative. It speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But you also have to know how to use the application. I was like at a car festival, right? Probably 2 years ago, right? This guy probably drives like a Lamborghini, and then this is how he makes stories. like in landscape,
Yeah.
right? So and then he posts that on Instagram, like, bruv,
It's just like a boomer.
like you can have all the resources,
Yeah.
but if you still don't know how to
Display it.
display it,
Yeah.
I still see some guys like who post half crop pictures. Like, bro,
Yeah.
just when you're taking pictures,
Yeah.
just be mindful. Where is it going? Is it going on grid or is it going with the story? Even if you have resources, like you don't know how to use it, people think, okay, you are non-competent. Like you are fucking stupid. You don't know how to use the apps. So
Yeah.
it can even affect you negatively, right? If you post blurry pictures or like fucking
Yeah.
like this.
Very important thing is the context. So this goes hand in hand with what you were already mentioning, because I've seen a lot of guys today, not so much anymore, but especially guys who do business coachings and want to sell their courses, so it's like make money opportunities and all that stuff. So there are a lot of guys who post those pictures where they are standing in front of some infinity pool in Dubai and then expect people for them to believe that they are living there, while everyone can just pay some entry or just go there and for free and then take a picture. Or they just go through some very expensive street in the inner city and just stand beside a Ferrari or Lamborghini, snap a picture, post it on Instagram. Then they expect people to believe them that they are some rich dude. So of course not. So I mean, people are not stupid, and people can distinguish fake from real fake very, very fast. So it's one thing to stand near a Lamborghini or just to happen to stand near some fashion models. Or it's another way to interact with them, to be inside the Lamborghini, to be inside, I wanted to almost say inside the woman, but you get me, right? Which is then more authentic.
So coming back to the flexing part, right? So when a girl looks at your profile, she's having a look inside of what it would be like to be with you. What does your life look like? So what kind of gyms you go to? Like you post stories, hey,
Yeah.
this is where I hang out. These are my friends. This is a restaurant I go to. So you're constantly feeding her things about your life.
Yeah.
So she's getting to know you passively, right? This is why I hate WhatsApp. I was having this conversation with one guy, like, oh, you don't take WhatsApp. I'm like, why would I take WhatsApp? It's fucking stupid. I have to send a message out of the blue. It's for people in the US, like, sending a text on SMS.
Yeah.
Like Instagram is much more easier because like people like watch your stories and then you can see
Yeah.
people who are watching your stories a lot. They appear on the top,
Yeah.
and then you can just engage with them in a
Yes.
conversation.
Yeah.
And then if she looks at your profile, if you go to cool stuff, you do cool shit, he just wants to be part of that lifestyle.
Yeah, it feeds the imagination. So when she sees cool pictures of you, for example, on your feed, she follows you around, she watches your stories, and then that feeds her imagination. What is he doing? He's again at those cool places. How does he make that happen? So it's the fantasy, right? So that's why OnlyFans works so well, especially for the girls who do those fun office content or fun gym content and very sexy dresses, because it feeds the imagination of the guys.
Let's talk about now, how can a normal guy, let's say I work in IT, 32 years old, right?
Yeah.
I have some experience. I could afford good things in life, right?
Yeah.
I'm not like super rich,
Yeah.
but I'm not like broke. I am like doing okay in my life.
Yeah.
I could travel around, things like
Yeah.
that. Then how can I flex to portray a lifestyle and I still look okay? What should I do?
Yeah, first of all, if you, for example, let's start at the bottom right, you don't have any experience with photography, you don't know how to take pictures. So, no matter the city where you live in, you can very easy find a guy, not necessarily a high professional photographer, but you can find someone who's into photography in your city. So, that's very, very easy to do. So, we have very easy strategies to do so. And then you can just hire him for 1 or 2 hours to go with you throughout the city and just snap some cool pictures. And that would be your basis, which you should then build on. And of course, if you happen to be around in restaurants or at some social gatherings with your friends at work, or you go to the gym, you should do consistently content that shows that you are in an active lifestyle without you pushing it into people's faces.
Yes. I would say the best tip would be learn to use this thing. It's very nice.
Yeah.
It helps you a lot, especially the latest iPhones, like content gadgets.
Yeah.
Like you should learn how to take pictures, try on different modes and learn to edit some, just like play around with the lighting. You don't even need to you don't even have to put on a lot of filters. Trend to look more authentic,
Yeah.
less of influencer vibes. That is
Yeah.
like so 2016, 2015.
Yeah.
In 2025, I see the trend of people who are more authentic,
Yeah.
less filters, more friendly
Yeah.
environment. That's more trendy these days. So if you know how to take those pictures,
No.
just using your phone, you don't even need a professional camera. Using your iPhone, but it's more about the environment you're in.
Yeah, and it doesn't take so much work either. So you have to keep in mind that you're not putting any extra work into it. So if you go to the gym or you're at some very exclusive restaurant, there's no work involved to just quickly grab your phone out, snap a cool picture of the table with the food with some darker mood, for example, and that's it. And then you can post that easily on your stories or maybe your feed as well.
If I'm like a engineer and I have like a boring life, what I would do a like lifestyle change. Let's say I will think of, okay,
Yeah.
where do the coolest people or
Yeah.
the girls of my type who are attractive as fuck, which gym do they go to? And if it's like near to my place, well, if you're living, I've one talking to the guy, he lives in the mountains, like he lives quite far out. So logistics are very important. So I would say if you are living in a city center already, find the gym where your type of girls hang out and start going there. There's a gym that I go to. It's like a very tiny gym. The only reason I go there because like the view from there looks like super sick. It looks like super high end, looks VIP.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of positive reactions. Like it's like me flexing every week.
Yeah.
I'm just going to the gym,
Yeah.
taking one story, one pic.
Yeah.
Go to the cool gym, which has a cool spa, pool, things like that, and go to like cool bars and restaurants every now and then and post stories. It shows to people that you are active guy.
Yeah.
Have some guy friends around you, take pictures, start dressing well,
Yeah.
wear good quality clothes. You don't have to buy even designer clothes. If the clothes like fit well to you, if they are like you can just spend some bucks to have them like tailor cut to your body, that is going to pay off massively.
Yeah.
Dress nicely. Look at the girls that your kind of girls are dating and like just follow their style. What kind of style they're doing. Especially I know from my IT days, like a lot of my friends like had no fucking clue how to dress, nothing about color combination. They would wear 3 different colors which don't go well. So learning about those things, I think that's a good start.
Of course, you have to keep in mind that Instagram alone won't fix it. So it was very good that you mentioned you have to change your lifestyle because you should only portray on Instagram what is really true to you. So you can expect to just post cool pictures on Instagram that all of a sudden all the girls will want to hang around you. You have to be that change. So that's why we're not only portraying all the best snippets on our Instagrams, but we're also living it. So, and you can see the proof for that in our story highlights, for example. I have a story highlight where you can easily follow through all the cool shit that I've done in the past 2 years, which is the proof that all the pictures I have on my feed and that you have on your feed, they're proof of what we're doing. So this is very important to be that lifestyle that you're portraying.
What should one avoid when posting on Instagram? What is like no go?
You have to ask yourself, what's the value of that picture? So a bathroom selfie is only a picture that you can leave that for you, but what's the real value behind that? You have a bathroom. All right, cool. The lighting is bad. So, but if you, for example, do a bathroom selfie in some cool gym with a nice view in the background and you flexing your muscles just as a side note. So you're not being the focus of the picture, you flexing, but for example, the view of is the focus of the gym, but you happen to stand around there with your shirt off. That's way more valuable for the people because they see, all right, this guy is at a cool gym, he's outgoing, and besides that, he has a cool picture and he happened to snap a cool photo of his day-to-day life. So this is something that's normal to him. This portrays way more value.
If this picture or this environment, does it belong to what a low status guy that everyone can do?
Yeah.
Or does it belong to a guy that which has some resources would do? There's like 2 tiers of gym. Like there's gyms which cost like 15, 20 bucks per month. And like there are gyms which cost like 80, 90 or like more than 100 bucks per month. If you just go there, you will see some returns there. Right? You can meet some girls there, you can meet some cool guys there, and if you post pictures. So every time when you push the button on your story, on your grid, think of, is it going to level up my status or level down my status?
No.
So just think in that regard. So that's how I think this is my metric. Okay,
Yeah.
is it going to help me or is it going to lower my status down? So as a man, you should always be thinking, okay, if I post this, it's going to decrease my status. So I
Yes.
should not post it.
Yeah.
This is like my metric.
Yeah.
So don't post that.
Yeah. What about the guys who don't have access to cool places? So let's say you're living in a very, very boring city. There's no cool place around you like the Eiffel Tower or the pyramids, which could be an attraction trigger as well. So, for example, if you're good at taking pictures and you happen to be around the pyramids, for example, and you take a cool photo from a very cool angle, I mean, the pyramids are easy to access, but because you did that picture in a very cool style, this can convey a lot of value too. But let's go to the most hardest point right now. So you don't have any access to any cool location. There's just a boring church in your city, which everyone knows, which is not very valuable for other people to see. No cool restaurant, no bar. Where do I start? How do I take those
Two
pictures?
words. Travel more.
Yeah. So logistics are very important.
Bro, like if you are living in like a broke city, who the fuck knows Ohio? Like just travel more. Like
Yeah.
I mean, if you're living in Europe, everything is nearby. Like 4 hours, you are in a big city.
Yes.
Like no matter where you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spend a weekend there. Also, like if you're traveling, it shows that you are resourceful. Just travel to a big city, because like I think a lot of European people, they're traveling every 2 months or so. Like they are, most of the people I know, they are traveling like every 2 3 months. They're going out
Yeah.
a couple days. Oh, just travel. And
Yeah.
like post pictures while traveling. Maybe like, but there's always one or two bougie spots wherever you live. Just post content, there. You live in a city with 50,000 people.
Yeah.
There's still going to be one or two places which cool people go to. Just post
Yeah.
content there.
Yeah.
And like rest, you can travel.
Yeah, this comes back to living the lifestyle. If you want to show off a cool lifestyle, you have to have that content pieces ready. So you have to be outgoing, right? So let's say now that we fixed our Instagram, we got some cool pictures. We went to some nice bar. We maybe traveled around the nearest big city. Everything's ready. We maybe even got a cool picture with a Lamborghini that doesn't look too staged. How the fuck will those pictures bring me some girls?
As I said, so girls want to be with the guys who seem to have access to scarce resources, right? You just post content and then you have other channels to bring the girls, right?
Yes.
So it's like you have a office setup, but there's like, or you have like a shop setup, but there's like no customer walking in.
Yeah, no leads coming in.
So no, you need to bring customers and potential customers. So you can talk to girls in person, call DM, which is working fine for me. Like I'm banned officially on Hinge as well. Thank you, Hinge. I am shadow banned on Tinder and Bumble. So I'm now back to the streets again, meeting girls to other girls. It's still fine.
Yeah.
I'm good enough for a couple of weeks, and then I will like I'm starting new things. I'm texting girls cold on Instagram. Seems to be working quite well as well. Yesterday, guy was asking me, well, I see those pictures. You just post pictures with girls on like girls club. That's not how it works. If you want to post pre-selection photos
Yeah.
where girls are around you and they look pissed off, they look like, hey, I don't want to be here. I think it's better if you don't post that picture.
No.
So when you post a picture with a famous guy or girls who look attractive, it's very important that they are having positive body language and reacting to you positively.
Yeah, they're compliant,
Yeah,
basically.
you have compliance, they are reacting to you positively. That is going to help you. But if they seem like that you are like a fan, they don't want to be in your picture, then even like if you post a picture with a famous person, seems like he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
There's no reason. So always positive body language. Guys are like very smart when they look at these things. They read every small thing, right? I was discussing in the last video. I asked a girl like why, like what did you find, what were you curious about my Instagram? And then there's a picture of me sitting in a cafe and like there's a half cut car license plate. And then she's zooming on the license plate.
Yeah.
Is that from your, like who is liking this picture? So girls are like very investigative. So they investigate the shit out of you. So it's better that you be mindful of these small things because it takes a couple minutes. Your profile is set. You need like 15, 20 pictures and then you have a good ass profile.
Yeah, so talking about leads, for example, a very good lead source is online dating, like you mentioned it before. Of course, if it works, you're not shadow banned. But that's quite easily resolved. And when you, for example, constantly swiping on Tinder, Hinge, and everyone, no matter where, especially in Europe, is using those dating apps, you can easily funnel those girls that you match there to your Instagram. And of course, if you are taking good pictures for your Instagram, you should simultaneously take some pictures for your Tinder too, or use the pictures you use for Instagram for Tinder and Hinge as well. And then don't exchange numbers through those dating apps, but put those girls into Instagram so they can watch your stories, watch your content, get a clearer impression of who you are, and they will be more intrigued. So they're already investing in watching your stories, already investing in checking you out. So there will be more invested when they're meeting up for a date.
Okay, so I mean, like we were talking about the funnel before. In the other video, we talked about like Instagram is like the main funnel.
Now,
You do online dating, you do cold approach, you meet people from in-person
Yes.
events, other people, or even like cold DMing, right?
Yeah.
So Instagram is like a big bucket
Yeah.
where you add everyone and then you flex the shit out of it, right? So you have new people coming in, you have
Yeah.
old people in, and then you live like a lifestyle. Especially as a man, you're leveling up, you're doing cool shit. So it's gaining you more and more attraction. It works because people just saw it. Like it's much better than saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm so fucking cool. Look at like all the places I've traveled to." It's much better than like just showing content because it just happened. No one can deny that. Like it's
Yeah.
undeniable
Yeah.
that you were backstage of a cool festival with like a very famous DJ. It's undeniable that you were in a sauna with like 5 girls who were reacting to you positively. It's undeniable that you were traveling in a supercar. In that case, it's flexing, but it's like better than you flexing in with your mouth. Especially these days, girls know men lie, and like they're tired of guys qualifying themselves. One of the most common thing that when I go to dates with girls, like guys like just qualify the shit out of them, right? When I'm on a date,
Yeah.
I talk less and make her talk more,
Yeah.
right? This is like because I know she has already investigated the shit out of me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's free to ask questions. So this is I also do that. So what we we're discussing before,
Yeah.
have different channels, cold approach, dating apps, and add everything to then Instagram, and then see who is responding to your Instagram messages, and then or
Yes.
watching your stories, and
Yeah.
then see if you can try a conversation from there.
All right, guys, I hope you finally understood why it's important to flex in a very authentic way on Instagram, why it's important to nurture all your leads through Instagram and build your profile over time more and more up. So, and if you need help with that, if you want to build a social circle, no matter the city where you live in, if you want to meet the highest quality of girls that you can imagine, girls that you only see on Instagram and you don't know how to meet them, then this is for you. Go to the link in the description, book a call either with me or Ans, and then we will look specifically at your situation, see where you're standing right now, see where you want to go, and then help you build a 10 out of 10 social circle, no matter the city you live in. So until then, see you in the next video.
Ciao for now.